Welcome back to another episode of JATalks. My name is Jasam, and today is Wednesday. Normally, I posted a video already. Normally I just do one video per week, but the tea is hot, and I have more videos than I have time because I'm unemployed. So I have time, guys. Yes. So we'll be talking about the divorce that has taken place, the filing for divorce that would have taken place between Tina Campbell and Teddy Campbell, one half of Mary Mary. Stay tuned, we'll be right back for more. Y'all, people. So I know that. I may have some, based on the heading, based on the topic, based on what I'm talking about, I may have some American viewers. Welcome to the channel. But this is a Jamaican channel, so maybe in a talk me patois, as so you go. But anyways, before I get into the meat of the matter, though, what I want to do is we're gonna watch this video. We're gonna watch this video, and then I'll come back and give my commentary.
That you won't apply your faith to the situation. Then apply your faith.
Since then, I found out about more. And I don't want to hold on to somebody who I cannot trust. You see, I have been trying since the very beginning. The situation gets a little worse, and then I try to forgive, and it gets a little worse, and I try to forgive. You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? I thought we had a good life just like everybody else watching. I thought we was the ideal relationship just like everybody else. And I got to find out in front of the whole goddamn world that all of my life was a lie. And you want me to quote scriptures right now?
I don't want you to
want
quote
me to say
scripture.
what I don't. You want me to say something that's all positive? I feel negative right now.
I know
I
that.
just want you to understand that.
I know that.
I never kissed another man. I never went out with another man. I never entertained the wrong conversation. I never cheated in my head. I never did anything. I was 190% committed to that man. And this is what you did every time I was gone. You stole my life away from me. I'm angry. Why you gotta do me like this? I was good to you, man. I was good to you. I was good to you. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want him. He don't deserve me. I don't want him. I had hope when all of this started, when I let the whole world know about it. I thought we was healing because he had me thinking that we was healing. You can't keep telling me stuff a little bit. You wait 3 months, then you tell me something else. Then you wait 2 weeks, and you tell me something else. You torturing me, man. You torturing me. Why you putting me through all of this? Break my heart once. You gonna break my heart every month? Come on, man. You taking all the strength that I got inside of me. Just give it all to me. Knock me all out at once. I got a knockout punch every week. That's too much for anybody, Erica. It's too much, Erica.
I know.
It's too much.
I know.
It's too much.
I know. But
It's
we
too
know
much.
we know what to do. We know the steps to get better.
That right there is impossible.
So you said you never been through this, right? I have. Listen to me for a second. You ain't never been through it. I have. I'ma tell you how you get better. Even though you want to be negative, you make a conscious effort and a decision like you fighting a on the street and work toward positive. That's all you can do. That's the only choice you have.
Y'all want me to be safer than I am.
I don't.
I love Jesus. I want to be
don't.
like Jesus, but I'm not Jesus.
Tina, I know you're not Jesus, and I'm not expecting you to be.
Y'all gotta let me be broken. Let me get
So
it
you
out.
don't want me
If
to
I
tell
try to
you
know
what
I'm
I-
not
you don't want
saying
me to
that,
tell you
Erica.
nothing?
But y'all don't want nobody to feel what they feel.
I'm not-
If
that's
I
not
bottle
what
it
I'm
all up, I'm gonna be
saying.
walking around with this same pain 3 years from now, 8 months from now, 6 months from now. Yes, I am if I don't let myself feel what I'm feeling.
All right, so Teddy Campbell filed for divorce at the LA County this past Monday on the 13th of April. The divorce was filed. Apparently, news has just came in that they have been separated since June of 2024. So apparently, they have been separated since June of 2024, right? And we didn't know. And so Teddy went ahead and so decided to call it quits. So just to give you a brief history of this marriage, back in 2014, it came out that Teddy Campbell had cheated, basically cheated on his wife multiple, multiple, multiple different women. One of them is with their children's godmother, but multiple, like, he was community dick basically at the point. He was out there. You understand? And so in the video that we just watched just now, you saw Tina reaching her breaking point. You saw Tina Campbell very upset. You saw Tina Campbell going through all of it because it's like every minute the man come and man he confessed to the cheating. She have to deal with that, and then the next week he's a next confession, and next week it's a next confession, and so you realize that this person was not faithful to you at all. You realize this person was like your marriage was a lie for the past. At the time, they were married for a little bit over 10 years. The marriage was a lie, and there was no foundation to build on for the past 10 years. That was what was taking place. And so there's a great imbalance because everybody knows Tina Campbell because she's one half of Mary Mary. I'll be very honest with you, had it not been for the Mary Mary show, the reality show that was on WeTV that took place, none of us would have known Teddy Campbell. Internationally, I'm all the way in Jamaica, and had it not been for the reality TV show, we would not have known this man. We all know Mary Mary, we would not have known this man. And so imagine Tina Campbell used her platform. She gave him grace, right? She spent 10 years telling people in the world about unforgiveness had kept her miserable. And that their marriage had turned, it turned their marriage into a bad situation. Here's the problem though, you cannot build a mansion on rotten wood, right? You really can't. She wrote a book. I Need a Day to Pray. She went on different platforms. She went on, I believe, TBN. She spoke and she ministered to people. And so, because we would have seen the whole ordeal when she was at her lowest. That was the recording. What I showed you just now was the recording on WeTV when she was at her lowest. And I think the world would have gravitated to her because now we are seeing that, you're able to rise above. This is a strong and powerful woman, and you're able to rise above and to restore your marriage. Only for the man to beat you at the courthouse. You should have divorced the man. You should have divorced the man. You should have divorced the man. And so, what does this say? Right? And so, in today's era now, because apart, it's what's called the manosphere, is what it's called, with a lot of men, and especially black men with a podcast, with a lot of demands for women and belittling women. Right? And the fight that women have to go through. And there is this belief that a virtuous woman is a woman who is able to stand the test of time. A virtuous woman is a woman who's able to rise above any challenges. And yes, while that may be noble, it doesn't mean that you should continue to accept BS from people. There is this ideology, and Jamaican media personality Miss Kitty spoke about it, that she does not want to be a strong black woman. Because a strong black woman is a woman who accepts abuse. Yes, you are strong in terms of you would have learned to navigate that and have the tenacity to navigate the hurt and the shame that you would have experienced. But a lot of that can be avoided. Nobody wants to become a quote unquote strong black woman, because a quote unquote strong black woman is a woman who accepts being degraded, who accepts being insulted, who accepts being belittled. And then no, you're supposed to smile with it. Then you're supposed to accept it and rise above. And I'm not saying that there cannot be space for challenges. And in life there are going to be problems and challenges. But it should not be a case where you're going to accept belittlement. It should not be a case where you're going to accept injustice and deprive yourself of self love because you're trying to be the right and virtuous person. That is not how it works. And so, in this marriage, her marriage was a sham. That was a sham. That was a sham. Because you are going and I get born with several women. And now you come. How dare you come about your father divorce? How dare you? I am so sick and tired of women accepting the shittier end of the stick. On I think it's called divorce court. This is it divorce court? No, I'm sorry. No, not divorce court. Paternity court with Judge Lauren. It would always upset me. I've seen this repeatedly, especially with black people, black women, where there is a man, and apparently the man and the woman would have been either in a relation, they're in a relationship actually, either whether or not they're married, and so the man would have stepped out in the marriage or stepped out in the relationship, cheated on her, and got a woman pregnant, and that woman would have shown the man grace. That woman would have given the man grace, right? And forgive him, and they're back in the relationship together. And then, like, let's say a couple years down the line now, in the relationship, the woman gets pregnant, and the man is now accusing the woman that, hey, you cheated on me. That child is not my child. In Jamaica, we say gibon, or and you give him jacket. You understand? That child is not my child, and the man would have said in front of the judge that if the child turns out, if the DNA comes out that the child is not his, he's going to break up with her and the relationship is going to end. And imagine, and I'm saying to myself, the audacity of that man to do so after you would have stepped out of the relationship, cheated on the woman. You cheated on her, give her a child. But no, because I know that the tables are turned, you are going to say that you don't want to accept any form of responsibility. And here's the in that video, where every time I watch a video, my blood boils because every time, imagine, so when the results comes out and the baby is for the father, the man wants to come hug up the woman. And I'm saying, right then and there, when the man said that and has declared that if the child turns out not to be his, he's going to divorce her or the relationship is going to end. You shouldn't have to wait on the results of the paternity test. Right then and there, you're supposed to end the relationship. So I believe there's nothing wrong with forgiveness, but forgiveness does not mean that you should be walking over like a doormat. And what we're seeing is this epidemic of women accepting men walking over them like a doormat, and then they forgive them only for the man to disrespect them afterwards. That is what is happening. After the woman forgives the man, only for that man to come back around and disrespect her again. Because the forgiveness isn't seen as strength or grace. The forgiveness is seen as a mat to walk on. And you are giving the man a mat to walk on. And it is time for women to stand up for themselves and have some sense. Have some self-respect and decide that they're not going to accept the BS that men give. Because right now it is getting from bad to worse, especially black men with a podcast. It is getting from bad to worse. The values and how they disrespect women in these podcasts. Why are we accepting it? Why are women accepting it? The disrespect. You know that your man has a certain ideology that is going to belittle you and you accept it. So to some degree, women, I know it's not to some degree, to a lot of degree, women are at fault for allowing men to walk over them. And here's a clear example. Tina Campbell gave this man grace, forgave this man after all he put her through. And look at what he did. Look at what he did. Divorce her. Right there. So chances are he's going to move on with the next woman. Happily ever after. And what are you doing? You're stuck with the children, raising them. And there's nothing wrong with having the children, but no, you are always stuck with the baggage. You are stuck with the. At what point are women going to get up and decide that enough is enough? I am sick of this. I am sick of this narrative. This is utter rubbish. And to know that they were apart for 2 years, and so now it comes to light. So, what, what about the book? I Need a Day to Pray, and what about all of the campaigns that you went on with your husband, who would have cheated on you, and you're campaigning forgiveness? Does it mean that that was a lie? It begs the question, because now this has been played out into the world, and now you look like a laughing stock, Tina Campbell. Unfortunately, it is. You look like a laughing stock. You look stupid. You look like a yamed, the biggest clown. Eh? That is what it looks like. That is exactly what it looks like. A yamed, a clown, a idiot. That is what it looks like. Unfortunately, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm not saying you're a yamed. I'm not saying you're a clown. But that is what it looks like. All this campaigning, going on TBN and going on different talk shows, talking about your marriage and how your marriage, you would have recovered and you would have restored your marriage. You would even place blame on yourself to say, I would have created a toxic environment and I would have learned after that man cheated on you with several women and now the man leave you. What does that look like? This is embarrassing. And so now it begs the question to any woman watching this: are you going to follow suit? Because women have been trained like this. I need women to get up and stand up and not accept the BS. I need women. The men are disgusting and they treat women with a lot of disrespect, and you need to what you say again? What's that word? Maintain the same energy. Keep the same energy. Anything you give you a take back. It cannot be that you're going to accept it like that. No. Keep the same energy. Match energy. That is what I wanted to. That is the word. Match energy. So any energy the man push out, you push out too. And that's why there. But because right now, the righteous way, the way that Tina Campbell was going, she looked dumb. She looked stupid. I'm not saying that she's stupid, but it looks stupid, and this is an embarrassment. This is not even national this is an international embarrassment, because I'm here all the way in Jamaica. This is an international embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. So there needs to be a sense of growth. One of the issue I have with women is that the fact they love to, and people say that women are they complain, they love to complain. They're expressing their emotions. Family busy about that, but what are you going to do about it? You see, complain, and doing nothing about it is the same thing like faith without work is dead. And you complain about something and not doing anything about it is dead. And so now that you've seen the problem, now that you've identified the situation, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue to be a doormat? Are you going to continue to be an idiot? Are you going to continue to be an embarrassment? Or are you going to get up and match energy? Because that's so ide. In a 2026, we're matching energy. Stop being a doormat. Stop being an idiot. Match energy. And that's so there. Thank you very much. This is another episode of JATalks. I dropped another video. And yes, if it is that you like my content, please support it. I have my Patreon. Subscribe to my Patreon. And you can also subscribe to the various platforms. As I stated, I do have my podcast coming out starting next week. Thank you very much for your support. And again, always remember, and this is specifically to the women, this is my personal motto, but I'm going to dedicate this to the women. Your independence is the foundation of your liberation. Have a blessed day.